Well, as we wait here for President Trump at the White House to speak, a House divided over who leaked the low-confidence preliminary assessment of Iran's nuclear facilities.
But history shows almost all leaks come out of the executive branch.
The low-confidence preliminary assessment that was leaked, sadly and dangerously, probably from this body.
Okay, so let's bring in Fox News chief political analyst Brit Hume. Brit, good to see you. Happy Friday to you. A lot of finger-pointing going on in Washington, which is pretty par for the norm. The president blames Democrats for this leak as the White House really wages this war on the leaker, and they want to prosecute this leaker as quickly as possible. How confident are you that we'll ever know who the leaker is? Because we're still waiting to find out who the leaker is of the Dobbs decision.
That's right, Aisha, and there have been a lot more leak investigations than there have been leakers found, and a lot more leakers than leakers investigated. So, you know, they may find out who leaked this, but I don't think it matters very much. What mattered, of course, was the play that the story got. A very preliminary report, rated low confidence, and it dominated national news for several days because media outlets picked it up and ran with it and treated it more seriously than I think it manifestly deserved. So that would be my point of contention here. And, you know, the administration has criticized the media about this, and justly so, I think.
Well, it's interesting because Congress finally got its classified briefing that it had been begging and pleading for. Democrats came out of it, not opposing, that this facility was in fact destroyed. In fact, they were arguing over the words that are being used to describe what happened to this facility. So Chris Murphy, the senator from Connecticut, said, "I just don't think the president was telling the truth when he said this program was obliterated." Brit, does it matter what language you're using? The program has been set back.
Well, the program has clearly been set back, and whether it was set back for months, years, or forever is of some obvious interest. But there's a broader picture here, and I don't think we need to pay a lot of attention to the Chris Murphys of the world. He's a diehard anti-Trump partisan who says all kinds of exotic things, and I wouldn't pay him a lot of mind. And I think we need to look kind of with a broader lens here at the situation in the Mideast and well beyond. For example, a year ago at this time, Iran was on its way to building a nuclear weapon. How close is anybody's guess? It had its robust military forces in place. It had its feared Revolutionary Guard command structure in place. It had proxies located all around the Mideast, Hamas and Hezbollah being conspicuous examples of that. And today, it doesn't have any of that. And it also had allies in the world, Russia being the most obvious example. And look at Russia, if you will, in the wake of all that has happened in the Middle East, in the wake of the fall of the Assad regime, which was an ally in Syria, an ally of Russia, a country to whose rescue Putin and his regime had come before. But this time around, they're too tied up in the situation in Ukraine to do anything about it. Similarly, Iran is hit. Obviously, wouldn't the Iranian regime love to have had some help from its ally Russia, whom it's been supplying drones and other military equipment? Russia didn't lift a finger. Neither did its friend in China, which gets its oil from Iran. They didn't do anything either. Mm-hmm. And one of the important things I think I see is whatever ends up being the final battle damage assessment from this bombing, the fact that the United States could pull it off and could travel there unseen, undetected, and unshot at by the Iranian regime and do what it did on top of what Israel had already done is astonishing. Mm-hmm. And I think it rearranges the chessboard on the international scene in a way that, the whole 12-day war does, in a way that I never anticipated could have happened this quickly.
I want to quickly play this soundbite for you from the president today in the briefing room. It kind of got overlooked, but he called the Ayatollah a liar because, he's spinning this to his own people, trying to say that Iran won this war with Israel. And then this is the president saying that he would bomb Iran again if it had to come to that. Watch this.
If the intelligence reports conclude that Iran can enrich uranium to a level that concerns you, would you consider bombing the country again?
Without question, absolutely.
I want to get what you make of that, because I think what you're saying here is that the story that's getting missed is what this has done to Iran, the corner that it has put Iran in, where it has no friends, it has no allies, and it's in a pretty bad bind.
Well, the other thing is about what the president said, Aisha, is we've proved we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't see it coming. They didn't think it was coming. They couldn't do anything about it. They never got off a shot. I'm not even sure their systems could see the B-2 bombers coming. Israel has proved that it can take out their air defense system, which it had already done some time back, and that it could knock out much of their ballistic missile facilities. That's something that presumably Israel and its ally, the United States, could do again if necessary. And obviously, then the Ayatollah comes out and talks about this being a great victory for Iran, and how he slapped the United States across the face, or however he put it, was palpably ridiculous, particularly in light of the extreme competency and proficiency shown by our military at our base there in Qatar, when they fired, 14 rockets at it, and none of them got through.
Well, we will see.
I think the international chessboard has been reset probably for some time to come.
Absolutely. And we will see how long the Ayatollah can actually hang on to power in that country. Brit Hume, always good to see you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Aisha.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.